Dear friends, again let's come together to study our Bhagavatam and Ramayanam. Through that, let us become more nearer and closer to the understanding of the truth, to the understanding of the glory of the truth, to the conviction that the truth has to be recognized in our life and nothing greater than that. It is only Shastra Adhyanam daily which keeps us in touch with the truth. Before we have thoroughly mastered the Shastra and no need of Shastra. Today's world, with our minds getting distracted, diverted in so many directions, ourselves not yet got full conviction. The only way which helps us to slowly climb above from this deep valley of well of the samsara is daily adhyatmika shastra shravana. The many other things one can do, the japa, the pujas, the kirtana, the bhajana, the katha prasanga, they all have their own beautiful result. But none of them have as glorious result as the Tattva Shastra, Tattva Jnana. Because all other things falling in the class of Aparavidya definitely give glorious results but not permanent. Whereas this Paravidya, Atmavidya, Tattvavidya, Brahmavidya, though is time taking, though it is effortful, but putting those efforts give that time. And once we gain it, it is a permanent gain, there is no loss in it. Having heard these things again and again, for some time doing the Aparavidya Ukta, various other upasanas, then knowing their limitation, we have to shift our drushti attention from the Aparavidya, that is spiritual only, but temporary result giving, temporary upasanas karma kanda, come to the permanent result giving tattva vicharana, atma vicharana, Brahma Vicharana and Brahma Atma Eka Bodha. Luckily for us, in the 12th Skandha in Ramayanam in morning classes, same topic is being discussed. May our small little cocoon intellects open up to this great wisdom. May we be blessed by the Lord Guru Parampara for that maturity to grasp the need of and importance of this knowledge, theoretical as well as practical. Let's start our chantings as well as the discussion on those beautiful truths. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shande 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 Om Sachidanandarupaya विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सदां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधर स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरण श्रवण त्वगादीन प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय सुखब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादृशेभ्यो त्र्यादृशेभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तनेभ्यो स्यावतारेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे माता पितृदेवताभ्यो आद्य शङ्कराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। सङ्कल्पः सर्वेषां देवतानां गुरूणां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराण इतिहासोक्तभगवद्भागवत दर्शनानुग्रहानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः मुक्तिदातुः अद्वैतज्ञानस्य पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृत समस्तसाधकभक्तसेवकानाम् अस्माकमपि आयुरारोग्यादि क्षेमस्थैर्यादि श्रद्धाभक्त्यादि समस्तसत्सम्पदा साधना सानुकूल्यता शक्तीनां सिद्धिद्वारा बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन निवारण द्वारा श्री धर्म संस्थापन कार्य दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं तथा विश्वशांति विश्व कल्याण विश्व समैक्यता प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य दशम द्वादश स्कन्धानां पारायणम् अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ दशमस्कन्धः. Friends, because the topic is so important, relevant, slowly we were studying this 10th Skandha, 49th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna's message through Akrura to Dhrutarashtra. What to live life for, what not. Very clearly said. But Dhrutarashtra being Dhrutarashtra, though listens, understands, accepts, but fails to practice, leading to his own perishing and peril. So that last portion of this 49th chapter, which is the last chapter of Purvardha of Dashamaskandha, we are seeing. Let us chant from 23 mantra. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Dashamaskandha Purvardha अथ एकोनपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः। श्रीशुक उवाच अक्रूर उवाच पुष्णाति यान धर्मेण सबुद्ध्या तमपण्डितं ते अकृतार्थं प्रहिण्वन्ति प्राणाहरायः सुतादयः स्वयं किल्विषमादाय तैस्त्यक्तो नार्थकोविदः असिद्धार्थो विशत्यन्धं स्वधर्मविमुखस्तमः तस्मात् लोकमिमं राजन् स्वप्नमाया मनोरथं वीक्ष्यायम्यात्मनात्मानं समः शान्तो भव प्रभो। धृतराष्ट्र उवाच यथा वदति कल्याणीम वाचं दानपते भवान् तथा नया न तृप्यामि मर्त्यः प्राप्य यथामृतं तथापि सूनृता सौम्य हृदि न स्थीयते चले पुत्रानुरागविषमे विद्युत् सौदामिनी यथा ईश्वरस्य विधिं को नु विदुनोति अन्यथा पुमान् भूमेर्भारावताराय योऽवतीर्णो यदोः कुले यो दुर्विमर्शपथया निजमाययेदं सृष्ट्वा गुणान् विभजते तदनु प्रविष्टः तस्मै नमो दुरवबोध विहारतन्त्र संसारचक्रगतये परमेश्वराय। श्रीशुक उवाच इत्यभिप्रेत्य नृपतेः अभिप्रायं स यादवः सुहृद्भिः समनुज्ञातः पुनरयद्पुरीमगात् शशंस रामकृष्णाभ्यां धृतराष्ट्रविचेष्टितं पाण्डवान् प्रति कौरव्य यदर्थं प्रेषितः स्वयम्। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां वैयासिक्याम् अष्टादशसहस्र्यां पारमहंस्यां संहितायां दशमस्कन्धे पूर्वार्धे एकोनपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः समाप्तमिदं दशमस्कन्धस्य पूर्वार्धं स्वपूर्वार्धं the main points, the bullet points are key. For the sake of or because of extra attachment to anything or the being, whether it is money or children, family, name and fame, etc. Anybody who does the adharmam, papam, kilvisham. What first thing happens is, for the sake of whom we have done, they go away from us. And what goes with us is this kilvisha and adharma, whatever we have done, taking us to very andhakara, jivanam, this life as well as subsequent lives. Oh Dhritarashtra. Therefore, one more idea. Entire world is like Swapna, Maya, Manoratham. Vikshya, having visualized it with your matured intellect, ayamya atmana atmanam, suppress or quieten or sublimate or subdue or control your mind's vagaries and projections with the intellect filled with, convinced with this knowledge, both knowledges. One is doing papa adi will not yield anything other than andham tamaha. Second is the entire life, including Dehadi, the whole world, they're all Swapna Maya Manoratha. Having strengthened your intellect in the knowledge of these two. Under this knowledge of the intellect, strong knowledge, intellect, Atmanam Ayamya, you control your mind of its attachments to Duryodhanadi and Vishamata towards the Pandavas, and then trying to do the adharma of taking away the kingdom which belongs to Pandavas, trying to give it to your own children. So, totally, if you see how many things here, the Jagat is taken as real. Okay, then the Vishamata towards the Pandavas, though they are very good. Then toward the children, though very bad they are all. Toward them attachment. How many things you see? Not knowing the world to be Swapnamaya Manoratham, taking it as real. Second is having the Vishamata towards Pandavas. Thirdly, attachment to though negative his own children. Fourth, for the sake of these children, doing the adharma, the papa. Exactly, we all do the same. In the ignorance of the reality, taking the world as real, attached to somebody or the other, aversion to somebody or the other, we keep continuously doing by speech or thought or action some or the other which is not allowed, sanctioned by the Shastra, called as adharma and papa. That is why we are always in, continues to be in that ignorance, continues to be allured by the sukha, but never we are given it always, because the sins done, dukkha also coming to us an experience. So to we are always in guilt and regrets of doing bad. So why all that? Be in Vishama, in Samasthiti from Vishama, then know the world to be unreal, hold on to the reality there, and then in your behavior, show that dharma, show that the positivity, so free it is. And it is such a beautiful thing, no? Out of this should precipitate. Okay, I'm all alone, I have come, I all alone go. In between all these things, beings, relations came only to go away. None of them stay permanently with me. Instead of doing dharma or instead of making use of them to do sadhana, how come I am lost in doing bad and adharma and getting lost in subsequent consequences? That maturity, if it precipitates in us as a result of the study of these things, we are sharp, we are subtle, we are intelligent, we are attentive in the class, then we made this class successful for us, the study of the Bhagavata Adi Purana. Mainly in that Tasmad Lokamimam Rajan Swapnamaya Manoratham Vikshya Ayamya Atmana Atmanam Samaha Shantaha Bhava. He Prabho. Can there be any better, simpler, what do you call, spoon feeding type of knowledge or kindness or love than this? Dekho. Now, should not our intellects respond to this message of Suhrudatva and Prema and think for oneself? Remember, finally, the bhogas of our life we only go through. Finally, the karana for those sukha dukkha bhoga called as doing karma, we have to do. Finally, the decisions to take those actions or do those actions also are ours. We are also, therefore, we only are answerable. What Guru and Shastra give is they show the right path. They tell us how to think, how to understand, how to rightly live life in our own interest in a better manner. And to this way of thinking and knowledge, your intellects are not exposed to, and they are exposed to only those ways of ignorance taken as knowledge कि क्या भी हो जाए future में I don't bother, how much ever it may trouble the whole world I don't bother, whether it is against Shastra or not I don't bother, elders, devatas, gurus उनका जिक्र ही नहीं मेरे जीवन में. I will just do whatever I want. In this way and in this way only others live whose guidance we take. We are only perishing. Like in Mundaka Upanishad, tomorrow day after we study those shlokas, avidyayam antare vartamanaha swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha dandramyamanaha pariyanti mudhaha antenaiva niyamana itanta. We are bringing our own doom, destruction. If we don't rightly gain the right knowledge, implement it in our life. So with this, Sri Krishna Upadesha through Krura to Dhritarashtra is over. What? There are not many things. Hold on to the truth, know the world to be Swapnamaya Manoratham, remain in Samata towards Pandavas and Kauravas, and don't do any adharma and pama because of attachment to these Kauravas or your children. And thus don't destroy your future, save it. To this what Dhritarashtra replied, two shlokas Vyasa. One more is shloka. Then Akrura comes back with his reply and reports it to Krishna and Balarama. So what are Dhritarashtra's replies about which we have to be aware and we have to guard against those type of seemingly wisdom looking, seemingly Shastriya words, but only to justify our wrong decisions. We have to protect ourselves from that. First thing Dhritarashtra said is कि यथावदति कल्याणीं वाचम हे दानपते भवान. What a beautiful auspicious words. Whatever you are speaking, they're all is kalyani vacha. There's no doubt. Tatha anaya natrupyami. And I would like to listen more and more. I'm not contented. Such a great thing it is. And it is like what to me? Vartyaha prapya yatha amrutam. A dying person has got the amruta at the time of deathbed. So like that is are your sunrutavani kalyana pradavani. So at least that was the Rashtra agreed. We also should agree. But then the second point is a place where that butting and ifing he does. What it is? Tathapi, even though Sunruta Saumya, even though their words are Sunruta, well spoken truths, Hrudinastiyate, but they are not standing or staying in our heart. You understand? That is how every day we listen wisdom throughout the day from some or the other sources. Our children, grandchildren also speak truths. The cinema gana speak truth. The cinema shows some or the other values or the truths or knowledge. In our interaction with people, people tell us, we also talk sometime. We read good books. अरे सब मिलकर हमको कभी का बदल के रखना चाहिए था पॉजिटिव. वही नहीं बदल रहे हैं बिकॉज नस्तीयते हृदय हृदय में वो टिक नहीं रहा बिकॉज हृदय इज वाट ऑफ द राष्ट्र चले चले में चंचल है कि इन चीजों को टिकने नहीं दे रहा. वाई इज इट सो सा बिकॉज दैट हृदय इज ऑलवेज filled with opposite preconceived notions very 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 strongly, to uproot which, to remove which, I am not interested, I am not capable, I don't want. What is that in Dhritarashtra's case? So too in all our cases, which we have seen yesterday. Putra Anuraga Vishame. So my Hridaya is Chanchala and also it is become Vishama very strongly because of over attachment to my own children, mainly Duryodhana. Putra Anuraga Vishame Chale Nastiyate. Okay. Vidyut Sadhamani Yatha, like the lightning doesn't stay in for seconds. That is why we have to be so careful in not allowing any extra value importance to anything and being that they occupy our hearts and attach to them in positive way called as raga, negative way called as dvesha, that we are not able to maintain samatha, not able to allow the wisdom given by elders etc. and live a foolish life of wrong decisions and adharma. बहुत बहुत वो बंदा है जिसके हृदय में किसी वस्तु व्यक्ति विशेष के प्रति या अनुभव के प्रति अनड्यू वैल्यू नहीं है. ही इज द मोस्ट luckiest person. Then he will not be under the influence of adharma because no raga dvesha in him. And yesterday we saw for 10-20 minutes this shloka where he has got putra anuraga, somehow wife anuraga or mitra anuraga, or they have brother anuraga, sister anuraga. Everyone has got one or the other different places attached. And our foolishness is we point out to Dhritarashtra that see how he is lost in his attachment to son. और देखो मुझे मैं तो फंसा ही ना हूँ मेरे बेटे में मेरे प्यारे you are not that way Dhritarashtra that lost in the sun, but you are other way Dhritarashtra ki somewhere else you are lost. It can be to Nidra, it can be to Dehadi, Bhoga. It can be many things. Wherever we are giving extra value to anything in this world other than Paramatma, positively or negatively, remember that is equal to Dhritarashtra Sthiti of the Mana. Is it not? And in case of little higher level dekha jaye, when the higher tattva jnana is given, moksha jnana is given through Shastra, some people who are not ready to give up their own earlier sadhanas or at least adjust. मैं कैसे हूँ स्वामी आपके शाम के तत्व ज्ञान क्लास में उसी समय पूजा पाठ करता हूँ मैं पाठ पूजा पेट पूजा. This is called as anuraga with our own lower sadhanas. When the higher is given, all of us are victims of good things also, because when better than the good, the better things are given, we are lost in the good things. How can we leave it? This is more tough to give up than the negative habits. So, that the result of all your punya karma, when Bhagavan is giving in the form of a Shastra Jnana, Tattva Jnana, why don't you go for it? I know some people in, where good they are. But then, know me from many years, they do other their own good upasana, but never come to any satsang, never listen any shastra. Stuck up. They think whatever they are doing, that alone is ultimate. The God will take care. Oh Maharaj, God doesn't come to you in another form or any form. He comes in this form only. His blessings are this way only. Because ultimately, only through Tattvanubhava and Tattvajnana is the moksha from Atattva. Is it not? Then that's Bhagavan is giving you through Shastra, through some Satsanga. And you are denying direct grace of God. And you want His grace the other way. Some people are in that way also. Anuraga Vishama. Somewhere they have Anuraga. Good habits, but they are also problems. As much bad, etc. So we have to be very careful regarding all this. In case of Dhritarashtra, is lost towards his attachment to his son. So let us pray at this very moment with the open heart. O Lord, may we not be attached to any vastu, any vyakti, any karma, any sthana, any kala, any anubhava also, any paristhiti, because of which your divine messages of truth we are denying to receive. May it not happen in our life. Please free us from everything. I have to pray for myself. May I receive only your messages and wisdom truly pakka and transform myself. May I not have anuraga for my bad habits, my good habits. May I not anuraga for my indulgences in any things, including nidradi, including any of the seeming time passes. Every one of them are the ones by which continuous flow of the grace of the Lord in the form of this Tattva Jnanam we are denying, not knowing that these valuable, precious opportunities never come all the time. And by the time we realize even them, the precious thing called as the time, which is so fast and fleeting, it is gone away. Is it not? Like morning class मुंडकोपनिषद में अविद्यायाम अंतरे वर्तमानः स्वयं धीरः पण्डितं मन्यमानः दन्द्रम्यमाणः पर्यन्ति मूढाः अंधेनैव. We get interested in some activity because of our fancy and we keep on justifying it throughout life and भगवान को हंसने का एक मौका देते हैं. या मैं मुक्ति का ज्ञान भेज रहा हूँ इन भेजे में, उनका भेजा में क्या फ्राई है पता नहीं. They are not receiving it only. We surprise him. May, O Lord, Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, Adi, from my heart, at this very moment go away. My heart is filled with the obedient bhaktas, jignasus of the Lord, the Akruras, the Uddhavas, the Arjunas. May them be filled with in my heart, so that I seek nothing but the truth. I am not lost in anything. Okay? Yeah. Now Dhritarashtra confessed my attachment to children. Putra raga vishame. Because of that, Samta is not there. Vidyut saudamini ki tarah hai. Though your vani is so sweet, so nruta, it is like मरने वाले बंदों को अमृत का तरह है ना. Hmm. Like that though it is. See that contradiction in him? He says he is like dying. He says the words of Akrura or Krishna are like Amrita and still doesn't want to take. And you want to take only the Vishama, Visha of the Vishamata. So much is lost. This is called delusion. This is called a moha. And nobody can do anything if somebody is addicted to drinks, drugs. कौन क्या करेगा अभी पत्नी बच्चे बेचारे रोएंगे रोएंगे अटैच रहे तो this will he'll have to change, is it not? It is in the same way. This is the most important job in our life, to slowly note down the weeds and one by one pluck them and throw away. Finally, never ever get attached to anything or being or situation, time or place or experience, etc. If that is done, all our thinkings will be according to that. It will be tilted, biased, etc. Then a biased, tilted person is not ruju or straightforward. But ruju person nahi, agar person ruju nahi hai, तो रुतम और सत्यम or the truth he will never receive. Now, having said it now, he is putting all the responsibility on the Lord. It is an escapism. Remember, doing good and offering to the Lord is what is expected, not doing bad and offering it to Lord. ये बैड डिसीजन लेकर वो भगवान के ऊपर छोड़ रहे. It is more self interest, self insult and self denial. It is more self cheating. Okay, what did he say? ईश्वरस्य विधिं को नु विधुनोति अन्यथा पुमान्. Ishwarasya of the Lord, Vidhi. Vidhi means Vidhi Vidhana. His directions, his injunctions, because in Ishvara, who has got the capacity to Vidhunoti, to brush it aside or ward it off and do Anyatha other than what is Ishvara's Icha? Nobody can. He says. So that Ishvara only has come. Even that also he understands. भूमेः भार अवताराय यह अवतीर्णः यतो कुले. That Ishvara only in the Yadava Kula has taken avatara for the removal of the भूमेः भार. So यदुकुल में अवतार लिए भूमि के भार का उतारने के लिए. Of that Lord's विधि विधान, who can deny? So he is attributing all these his negativity to Krishna. अरे बेवकूफ, it is Krishna's order it is. Why will he send Akrura to change? Is it not? If it is Krishna's will, it is. The way the Dhritarashtra is behaving, he would have sent Akrura with a different message. With lot of gifts and all. हे धृतराष्ट्र मजा आ रहा है यार, तो ऐसी रहना, ऐसी कर देना, तो तंग कर पांडवों को अपने बड़े विषमता के कारण. एंड तुम्हारे बच्चे जितने तुम बेवकूफ हो उसके बड़े निकले, आप उनका ही सपोर्ट करते रहना. वेरी गुड, तालियां. ऐसा आएगा ना मैसेज. See how we go wrong and again go wrong in discovering that we are going wrong. ये भगवान का विधि विधान को कौन बचा? अरे भगवान ही बचाने को बता रहे बाबा तुमको अपने आप. See, भूमेर भारा अवताराय या अवतीर्ण यदो कुले of that Lord's vidhi, who can make it otherwise? And he is doing it also. Bhagavan giving all good guidance for improvement. You deciding only to get killed only. His own children because of his attachments. So that is why right from beginning, don't give value to your own mind and intellect. Even though the intellect is rightly thinking and deciding, yet again and again refer to Shastras and refer to the Gurus, Your right thinking decision, let them approve. That day when we decide that I should not decide for my life, I must take the guidance and Guru and Shastra and then decide, then I am really helping myself. When it is said Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, Nishchayatmika Buddhi, that is not when our mind intellect is corrupt with so many attachments. You know, the second chapter में बताते ना बुद्धि निश्चयात्मक होना है तो what Krishna said in chapter 2 निश्चयात्मक बुद्धि होना है तो Dhritarashtra has got it. Therefore Dhritarashtra is following Krishna. अरे यार निश्चयात्मक किस बात पे होना चाहिए? You know, on the positive thing, not negative, no. Without consulting Guru and Shastra, we should not decide anything for us because so simple reason our intellects are not matured. They are not so complete in the knowledge. अब do you give 4 5 6 साल बच्चे को पिस्तौल या गन या गाड़ी का चाबी चल बेटा घूमने अरे वो तो ठोक कर आएगा वो इज देर एनी एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन आस्क्ड वाई बट वाई नॉट गिव अरे 25 साल के लड़के को दे रहे हो अब ये 10 6 साल का है तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है देने को अरे तुम्हारे क्वेश्चन में पूरा मूर्खता दिख रहा है दैट चाइल्ड इज अनफिट so too we with our intellect now not studied shastra etc not our own it should not decide for itself and also it is under the enslaving effect of the senses and mind. Okay, now this is how Dhritarashtra indirectly he said, you said all right very cutely. I have accepted, understood all that, but not accepted my attachment to my son. Is that I am in Vishamatha, therefore I can't do that justice. What Lord want, let it happen. Means मरने को तैयार लेकिन बदल लेंगे नहीं. This is the biggest problem. Not only Dhritarashtra, every one of us have. Till death we don't change. Even beyond death we don't change. Seeing others dying we don't change. Kitna घमासान. That's all because of dussangati. Knowingly and unknowingly. All the time we are in dussangati. That is why knowingly or unknowingly we are always in the satsangati of the Shastra and Mahatmas. That type of positive manabuddhi we develop. Think about it. And even when you are with Satsangati, not physically, tuning with the guidance of those Mahatmas. Even after going to Satsang for 20 years, we may maintain our own individuality and do whatever we like only. Then it is like going to doctor, buying all medicine but not using. Now, last sloka of Dhritarashtra is very, very powerful. And he is taking that sloka to justify his wrong decision. It's okay. हमें क्या लेना देना बट इन हिज वर्ड्स देयर इज सम विजडम वी विल टेक दैट फॉर आवर improvement and usage and it shows that Dhritarashtra is not an ordinary, he has got lot of knowledge. Okay, but one more thing I can tell you, but I'm sure you will be misguided by that if you are not wise enough why I'm telling it. What it is, all these teachings of Sanjaya through Gita, here Krishna through Akrura, and Sanat Sukumara, now all these teachings of Dhritarashtra have affected him later on, but not immediately. After he lost all his children and all, he got affected. That way, wisdom received will have its effect definitely, but not immediately. Later on, in between, lot of problems will come. So, if we immediately adopt and use that wisdom, we can avoid very many problems. That's the difference. Otherwise, कोई कट्टर क्रिमिनल टेररिस्ट also 100 200 300 जन्म के बाद धीरे धीरे he'll become ordinary spiritual. He will also grow. मगर परमात्मा की कृपा में even a blade of grass or in a one cell organism also it will have to evolve. Evolution is both biologically, emotionally, intellectually. Other evolution is from the bad to good to spiritual. होना ही पड़ेगा. But by ourselves studying and using the Purushartha Samarthya to live according to knowledge, we are enhancing our own sadhana. You know that Puja Gurudev's example of Prarabdha and Purushartha. You know, the river has got its own current of 6 kilometers per hour down. So you have both ways. Let us say you have to come up the river. Now, if your speed is lesser than 6 kilometers, so then you will be pushed back only. But if you want to go up above 2 or 3 kilometers more, means 9 8 kilometers speed, you have to swim. Swimming or you have a boat ho. Then at least 2 kilometers you go ahead. The other way, if these go down flow is 6 kilometers, then if you go along with the flow, your moving is 6. But you add 2 or 3 of yours, you will be going by 9 kilometers that side. But whether you are adding 3 kilometers while going down, or you are adding 9 kilometer speed from coming up, the 6 you can't avoid. But to add 3 or 9, we have a free will. Is it not? Another example, modern example in all airports, escalator. The escalator goes in its own speed. You can walk without escalator, you can stand in escalator. Escalator में खड़े होकर भी आप पीछे भी जा सकते हैं. We have purushartha for all the three. You can't stop escalator. But I do the fourth one, not these three. What is that? I stand an escalator, but don't stand. I walk. When I walk, my speed and escalator speed together takes me faster than the others, or I compare with others, faster than only escalator. Because I'm not a person on the wheelchair or डंडा हाथ में पकड़ के ऐसा नहीं हूं मैं चल सकता हूं तो चलो. See, escalator is definitely for those who cannot climb. Then let them only go. Why are you walking? If you are walking, then make use of your existing walking ability also. Then reach half a minute early. I always do that in Delhi airport में मुंबई में इतना लंबा होती है 1 किलोमीटर तक का होता है 800 मीटर का दिन दो दो 150 मीटर के होते हो. And I stand, didn't I walk only? Other look at क्या फिर क्यों आ रहे escalator में? They think, but that's their philosophy. I am using its speed, I am using my ability. So I reach 1 minute before, 2 minutes. Prarabdha you can't avoid, but Purushartha you should not avoid. If you can catch this point at this very moment, like I'm very tamasic, Prarabdha you can't avoid, but Purushartha you can at least do by changing your diet, by changing your sleeping hours, by doing little of exercises or pranayama. There are many things which can reduce the effect of tamaguna, if not 100%, at least 2%. But 2% kamyabi is 2% only, no? कामयाबी हो गया, then the 98 का 2% will be 3%. Slowly कम होता जाता रहेगा tamas, we can grow. This is how growth happens. Otherwise, if you leave it to itself, nothing will happen. We are not stones, we are living beings. And another thing, in the non positive things doing, we execute or exercise our freedom and free will so much. And when it comes to positive things, तो भगवान चाहे तो होगा. देखो, भगवान जो चाहता है वो है हमारा प्रारब्ध. हमको अपने चाहत के अनुसार पुरुषार्थ करना है. मतलब पुरुषार्थ का करना हमारा चाहत होना चाहिए. Using our abilities and putting them in practice should be our desire. Our Lord's desire is our prarabdha. It is other way we do. Our purushartha, we leave it to the Lord. No. Purushartha, why will the Lord do? When He has given us abilities, opportunities, positions, again, why will He do re Baba? Dimag nahi kya? We have to do it. So Dhrutarashtra here justifies it's okay, but a beautiful sloka about Bhagavan. Let us enjoy it. Clear? What he says? Yaha. Yaha means that Lord. Durvimarsha pathaya nijamaya. Vimarsha means understanding. Durvimarsha means never understandable. Patha means the ways and means and marga. So Durvimarsha pathaya means the ways and means which are never understandable. Of what? Maya. So that Lord with his Maya, about whom nobody can understand. What time, in what way it affects or influences. Catch this point. है ना? माया किसके ऊपर किस तरह का कब क्या असर करता है नहीं पता. सो भगवान का अनंत माया. दुर्विमर्श पथा. Vimarsha means janna. Dur means impossible. Durvimarsha means impossible to know. Patha means the ways and means. Nija Maya, his own Maya. So that Lord using his own Maya, that Lord who using his own Maya, whose ways and means, उसके तौर तरीके जो आप हिंदी में कहते हो कोई जान ही नहीं सकते. यह दुर्विमर्श पथया निज माया. What did you do with that Maya about whom which none of us can have even iota or idea? जो 200 साल जिएगा सोचते वो 30 में मरता है. जिसको 40 साल में हार्ट प्रॉब्लम हुआ, किडनी प्रॉब्लम हुआ, वो 90 साल तक जीता है. अरे दुर्विमर्श पथा निज माया. In this world, who goes up, who comes down, nothing is known. And such a Mahagnani type of person, by giving some job, chavi, Lord pulls him down. Other fellow who expected to be such a fool, he is made so wise and so great. This is one way of Bhagwan's Maya. But other Maya is the entire creation. क्यों किया, कैसे किया, कब तक रहेगा, उसमें क्या कोई पता ही नहीं सकता. अघटित घटना बट इज. So Yaha, that Lord who with his Maya, Nija Maya, which is Durvimarsha Patha, about whose Tor Tarike, ways and means are never known to anybody, with that Maya, what did Lord do? Idam Sruštva, he created entire world. देखो मैं ऐसा कोइंसिडेंट बनाया क्या इसको? Why should I do that? He is not the same shloka morning. सो कामयता बहुस्यां प्रजा येति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वम् असुजत यदिदं किंच तत् सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशतु तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवतु निरुक्तं च. See, I think in my morning class Dhritarashtra came. Therefore he is quoting. So he came only to quote and justify what he does, not to learn. Many people come to class to learn and fight with their own family members with the new arsenal called as wisdom of Shastra. Then they become frustrated at home कि एक स्वामी को काम धंधे ने ऐसे सिखा दे मेरे पति को, वो मेरे को आजकल हरा रहे ज्यादा. क्या करूं स्वामी जी, आप भी आओ क्लास में, फिर यू हैव बेटर डेटा टू फाइट. So Yaha, that Lord Durvimarsapatya Nijamaya Idam Sruštva. Then Tad Anupravishtaha. See, Tad Sruštva Tadeva Anupravishatu. Tad Anupravishtaha Gunan Vibhajate. So Satchatyacha Bhavata Niruktam Ja Niruktam Cha, which tomorrow or day after we are going to see. So the Lord with his own personal Maya, about whose ways and means are not understood by anyone other than him, he created this world and he entered into the world and he divided the world into three gunas, three guna effects, Dravya Jnana Kriya. Then to such Lord, Tasmai Namaha, to him my salutation. So Dhritarashtra is doing namaskar to Krishna. Therefore, one of the things what Dhritarashtra did not fight war, he did not die. All his goodwill or good quality of listening to everyone saved him from that way. But his children, everybody died because of the wrong reason, because that knowledge he never practiced and taught the son, don't do meta, is wrong. So Tasmai Namaha Duravabodha Vihara Tantra Samsara Chakra Gataye. Such a big sentence, a big samasa. So Duravabodha. Duravabodha, again impossible to comprehend by any one of us. Vihara Tantra, in what way, how he does the Tantra means technique, Paddhati of doing Vihara. Then Samsara Chakra Gataye, and one God, the Samsara Chakra Gati. So Samsara is like a chakra. So Samsara Chakra has its own Gati. And the Samsara Chakra Gati is a Vihara Tantra of the Lord. And that is never avabodha understood by any one of us. So, like Dhritarashtra never understands or accepts anyone, his words also are so wonderful, but we have to pay attention to understand. Very good it is. Durava bodha vihara tantra samsara chakragata. Ye, this is the adjective to the Lord. भगवान का ये लक्षण है. ऐसे भगवान को मेरा प्रणाम है. तस्मै नमः. To that Lord I am saluting. Who is the one? The one who by his own Maya, which is not understood of its base and means, created the world, enter the world and divide into gunas and playing it. And that is its Vihara Tantra. And that has become Samsara Chakra for us. Of that Gati we don't know. To him we salute, and therefore he is O Parameshwaraya. He is the Ishvara of all Ishvaras. He is Parameshwara. To him my salutations. Good, no? Wonderful sloka. In two slokas, he summarized Bhagavan. One is Nijamaya, Durvimarsha Durvimarsha means, Vimarsha means here, समझ नहीं सकते, टाल नहीं सकते, otherwise नहीं कर सकते. हम, you and I cannot understand or make otherwise Lord's Maya. With that Maya, he created. Then divided into three gunas. He entered. Then divided into three gunas and went on doing work. Mm. And to such Lord, Tasmai Namaha, Duravabodha Vihara Tantra Samsara Chakra Gati. To him. Gati Kataye, like Hari Haraye, Guru Gurave. So Duravabodha Vihara Tantra Samsara Chakra Gataye. दुरावबोध जिनका अवबोध हम नहीं कर सकते, विहार तंत्र, विहार का तंत्र मीन्स टेक्निक, tantra is logic. Yantra is machine, mantra is mantra, tantra is the logic. All the yantras work with tantras. In earlier days, no yantra tantra was required, only mantra was enough. Through mantra shakti only they used to get all this in this. I liked these two words of Dhrutarashtra. Ki nijamaya idam durvimarsapataya nijamaya idam sruštva tadanupravishtaha. So to duravabodha viharatantra samsara chakrakataye. To that Parameshwaraya, my salutations. So, इसमें अर्थ क्या है? Indirectly telling जाकर भगवान कृष्ण के चरण में मत्था टेको और उनको बताओ मैं उनको कैसा समझ लिया हूँ, बट बस इस बार छाड़ दो मैनू कि मैं बदल नहीं सकता, अब इतना बुढ़ा हो गया हूँ. आई एम biased towards my son. Oh Lord, I'm sorry. So like Akrura in our life also, through hundreds of channels or means, Lord to Dhritarashtra in us goes on giving the wisdom knowledge. The knowledge given by the Lord is hold on to the truth. Second is understand the world to be unreal. Third, therefore give up Vishamata. Fourth is give up attachment undue to the undeserving people. Five, for the sake of that, whatever adharma papa you are doing, refrain from that. These are the five instructions Bhagavan gives to every Dhritarashtra in all of us. Every day through some or the other means. लेकिन हम सब के अंदर थोड़ा सा भूत है वो, इसलिए हम तुरंत निर्णय लेते नहीं. इसलिए while listening this topic only, we also should take commitments. At least one or the things we change in our life, one or whatever the things we are convinced about. Same time, pray to Ishvara, pray to Parameshwara. So, भगवान को ये जवाब दे रहे हैं कि मैं नहीं बदल सकता हूँ. You can be little better than Dhritarashtra. भगवान मुझे बदलने की शक्ति दीजिए, ज्ञान दीजिए, मुझे आपकी बातों को मानना, जानने के और मानने के और अभ्यास करने के शक्तियां, ताकत, अकल दीजिए. इज ए गुड प्रेयर. Oh Lord, empower me with all the knowledge, wisdom to understand your expectations and follow it in my own interest. Maintain this prayer, then slowly, steadily, Lord will give such strong, powerful intellect. We slowly starts thinking and understanding and accepting what is right or wrong, right and wrong, and it starts rejecting the wrong little by little. Process slow ही होता है, लेकिन होने लगता है. ऐसे ना होने लगना important. Thereafter, like when the first train was discovered, the meter gauge or narrow gauge, meter gauge, slowly 1 kilometer speed से आता था, but जाता था. But that was the beginning with which now the bullet train of 560 kilometer speed is going. In big countries like Japan and all, the bullet trains 560 kilometer speed. तो पटरी पे चलते ही नहीं हो, तो हवा में रहते हो. 320, 360, आप देखो ऐसे आपका आंख कैसा हो जाता है. Almost flight speed. Flight is 800 kilometers. 800 तो इतना होता है. So it started with 1 kmph only. So too, in our life also, little by little only, the intellect starts working to change our ways of living. but that slowly picks up the speed. Is it not? It picks up the speed. So have faith in our own positive abilities and goodwill, goodness, and have faith in Bhagwan's Kripa. So with faith on ourselves, take strong commitments, try little. ट्राई करना है बस, हो या ना हो देखेंगे बाद में। नेवर से कि मेरे से होता नहीं। जैसे कहा था सुबह 6 से 5 से 6 बजे ध्यान, मेरे से होता ही नहीं, डोंट डिसाइड इट, कोशिश करो। कोशिश करना आना चाहिए पहले, फिर उसके बाद अपने आप ही सारे अचीवमेंट्स होते हैं, यू नो। ऑल द साइंटिफिक ग्रोथ इन्वेस्टिगेशंस, ऑल द स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ इन्वेस्टिगेशंस आर नॉट डन एंड अचीव्ड बाय दोज हु नेवर टुक इनिशिएटिव और रिस्क्स. Those who took initiatives, those took the risks, because of them only all great inventions happened, achievements happened, for personal and total also. तो हमको भी अपने ऊपर भरोसा करके शुरू करना है कोशिश, भगवान को भरोसा से प्रार्थना. Together we come out of the Dhritarashtra way of life of holding on to our wrong decisions of biasness, attachments, wrong decisions. Okay, in this way, Akrura, Dhritarashtra, Samvada all over. Akrura came back. Then what did he do? Sri Shukavacha, Shukadevji kere to Parikshit Jim, iti, in this way, Abhipretya Nrupatehe Abhiprayam, having known and brought the Abhipraya, the final decision and opinion of the Nrupati, the Raja, the Dhritarashtra, Yadavaha, Saha Yadavaha, that Yadukula Utpanna Akrurajim, Suhrudbihi Sam Anugnataha, having taken permission from all the Suhruts in the Hastinapura, the Bhishma, Drona, the Krupa, the Vidura, the Kunti Mata, all of them. इन सब से वो अनुज्ञा लेकर पुनः यदुपुरीम अगात. He came to that Yadupuri, that Mathura Nagari. Having come, what did he do? Akrura Shashamsa. He has narrated everything. To whom? Ramakrishna Abhyam. What did he narrate? Dhrutarashtra Vicheshtitam. The entire inner nature, his behavior, all of that of Dhritarashtra, especially Pandavan Prati. Toward the Pandavas, that biasness, etc., he has totally narrated. Kauravya is an address to Parikshit by Sukadevji. Hey Kauravya, O Kuruamsha Janma, O Parikshito, having come this way to Balarama and Krishna, Akrurji has narrated Dhritarashtra's, his chestas of the past also, and his present attitudes and his future intentions. So, especially towards the Pandavas, he doesn't want to change his attitude of biasness. Then yadartham preshita swayam. And for this purpose of exactly knowing what's going on, only he was sent. So he found all those details, first-hand informations, and he brought in every incident. तो सब details तो यहाँ कहीं नहीं दिखाया, but he spent some months uvasa katichin masan. In those months, whatever might have happened, he also might have experimented and all that. तो सबसे बातें किए होंगे. हाँ, एवरीबडी ने हाथ में आम मिलाया होगा. But everybody might have said कि but the decision is in Dhritarashtra's heart and the hands, तो we can't do. है ना, कुंती को और विदुर को सबसे बात किया होगा उन्होंने. उन्होंने कहा भी होगा, वो लोगों को तो बिना बताए पूछे बताए थे कि दिस रॉन्ग biased behavior of Dhritarashtra towards Pandavas. बाकी भी बताएंगे. But then why don't you tell Dhritarashtra, no, he will not listen to us, we are afraid. चलो मैं खुद ही कहता हूँ. So Krishna संदेश ही gave. But to him also he gave such a jawab. My heart is filled with my attachment to my son, therefore it will continue to be biased. Therefore, your all sandesha are received with all love but not used to. And extend my pranams to Bhagavan. And by saying that भगवान का जो इच्छा है उसको कौन बदल सकता है, it is a soft way of saying that जो करना है कर ले, मैं नहीं बदलूंगा. You know, a soft way of saying कि I will not change. हिम्मत है तो कुछ भी कर ले. भगवान कहते ठीक है करके दिखा, तो अभी बात क्या है. Is it not? We all, you know, softly in a tender manner deny with our all sentient emotion. मैं क्या करूँ स्वामी, बुढ़ा हो गया हूँ या इधर बिजी हूँ उधर बिजी हूँ, टाइम ही नहीं होता, तबीयत ठीक नहीं है. इसलिए मैं साधना नहीं कर सकता, क्लास में नहीं आ सकता। इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? तुम तुम्हारे भगवान मिलकर कुछ भी करो, हम बदलने वाले नहीं। The harsher version of the softer expression. Is it not? That is the actual harsh version, but put in a soft. है ना? जैसे कहा थे ना, झोर का झटका धीरे से लगा। समथिंग दे से ना, ऐसा कुछ है ना? झोर का झटका बट धीरे से लगा। So in this way, this episode is over. With this, Purvardham of Dashama Skandham is over. 49 chapters. Now 41 more are there. They are Uttardham. Let me see if I continue tomorrow or I give a break. I don't know. आज रात को मैं भगवान से वार्तालाप करूंगा. Whatever he says, I will do. ठीक है? इति in this way, Srimad Bhagavate, in this Bhagavata Mahapurane, which is Mahapurana because it has 10 topics. Vaiyasikya means Vyasa Putra Sukadev ji ne diya hai. Ashtadhar Sahasrayam, which has 18,000 shlokas. Paramahamsyam, given by Paramahamsa Sukadev ji, and whoever ultimately studies, they also become Paramahamsa. Samhitayam, it is the essence of all Vedas. Darshan Skandhe, in the 10th Skandha. Purvardhe, in the Purvardha. Ekona Panchashtam Adhyaya, 1 less 50, 49 chapter. Samaptamidam Dashama Skandha se Purvardha. In this way, 10th Skandha Purvardha concludes. So we offer it at the feet of the Lord. We will do Arati after our total Bhagavad class. Thank you. Now we have done this. Though it took some 8-9 days. I never imagined. मैं तो सोचा एक दिन 2 chapter करेंगे. But it was the other way around. So it was not in my hands fully. Anyways, some lessons we have learned from it. In the same way, we can't conclude, I think, today. थोड़ा तो हम देख सकते हैं the other topic of the 12th skandha also. Let us start. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Bhagavat Sharanam Mama, Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Shri Suta Sharanam Mama, Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma शरणं मम श्री विष्णु शरणं मम श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ओम मुखं करोति वाचालं अंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुंठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चत कर्हिचित् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं 12 स्कन्धः आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः अथ तृतीयो चतुर्थोऽध्यायः श्रीशुक उवाच. Let us chant the mantras 10 onwards. 33. घनो यदार्कप्रभवो विदीर्यते चक्षुः स्वरूपं रविमीक्षते तदा यदा ह्यहङ्कार उपाधिरात्मनः जिज्ञासया नश्यति तर्हि अनुस्मरेत यदैवमेतेन विवेकहेतिना मायामयाहङ्करणात्मबन्धनं चित्वाच्युतात्मानुभवोऽवतिष्ठते तमाहुरात्यन्तिकमङ्गसम्प्लवम् नित्यदा सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्मादीनां परन्तप उत्पत्तिप्रलयावेके सूक्ष्मज्ञाः सम्प्रचक्षते कालस्रोतो जनवेनाशु ह्रियमाणस्य नित्यदा परिणामिनाम् अवस्थास्ताः जन्मप्रलयहेतवः अनाद्यन्तवतानेन कालेनेश्वरमूर्तिना अवस्थाः नैव दृश्यन्ते वियति ज्योतिषाम् इव नित्यो नैमित्तिकश्चैव तथा प्राकृतिको लयः आत्यन्तिकश्च कथितः कालस्य गतिरीदृशी एताः कुरु श्रेष्ठ जगद्विधातुः नारायणस्याखिल सत्त्वधाम्नः लीलाकथास्ते कथिता समासतः कार्त्स्नेन नाजोऽपि अभिधातुम् ईशः संसार सिन्धुम् अतिदुस्तरमुत्तितीर्षोः नान्यः प्लवो भगवतः पुरुषोत्तमस्य लीलाकथारसनिषेवणमन्तरेण पुंसो भवेत् विविधदुःखदवार्जितस्य पुराणसंहिताम् एताम् ऋषिर्नारायणो व्ययः नारदाय पुरा प्राह कृष्णद्वैपायनाय सह स वै मह्यं महाराज भगवान् बादरायणः इमां भागवतीं प्रीतः संहितां वेदसंहिताम् एतां वक्ष्यत्यसौ सूत ऋषिभ्यो नैमिषालये दीर्घसत्रे कुरु श्रेष्ठ सम्पृष्टः शौनकादिभिः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। So we are studying 4 types of pralayam. In that, the third one, the Athyanthika pralayam, wherein we discover ourselves and do the pralaya of every of the samsara of our life so far, which we were living. Then here we were told about I am the Jiva and I am Brahman, and in between my ahankara is an obstacle. As long as that is maintained, so long problem. And this ahankara becomes stronger because of the upadhi. Upadhi tadatma becomes stronger because of the vishaya asakti. That's why in Gita the tasmatvam indriyanyado niyamya, from going to vishayas. So vishaya parityaga, indriyadi upadhi niyantrana, then ahankara tyaga, then only with atma jnana, atma visarana. In that, as we discover the self, in that way the jiva bhava keeps on going away, going away. Like in life also, how we are forgetting so many people whom we met in different times of our life, only by remembering the other people, newcomers. जो नए नए लोगों का हम वैल्यू देते गए तो पुराने लोगों को भूल जाते हैं. Is it not? So तो नए नए अनुभवों को हम याद रखते हैं, पुराने भूल जाते. In the same way, the Atma Jnana, the more we remember it, the Jiva Bhava goes away. So those are the things being explained here with the example of the cloud, the sun, the eye. So Ghanaha Yada Arka Prabhava Vidiriyate. Arka Prabhava, born out of the sun only, that Ghanaha the Badal Yada Vidiriyate, when it gets dismantled, Chakshuhu, eye. Sarupam Ravim, its own real Swarupa, the Suryako, Ikshate, will be able to see Tada, only in that condition. Only when the Badal goes away, the eye sees its Swarup called Surya. In the same way, Yada, whenever it you do, you can do it today, tomorrow, or this year, next year, और एक डिकेड के बाद या 1000 जन्म के बाद, जब चाहो तब. किसी को कोई जल्दी नहीं है, न माया को, न सृष्टि को, न दूसरे जीवों को, न भगवान को, कि हम मुक्त हो जाए. जल्दी हमको होना चाहिए. सो यदा now hi ahankara upadhi atmanah, yada hi ahankara. What ahankara? Atmanah upadhi. Okay, atmana upadhi is one that we will see in today's Adhyatma Ramayana. Ram Bhagavan gives example of that alakta near to this patika. Same thing in yoga bhasha is called, when the vritti utthana is there, then sarupyata happens. Therefore, the yoga shastra talks little strongly. He says, निरोध करके रख दो सारे वृत्तियों को, पहले आत्मा को पकड़ लो. छोटो वेदांत से पहले साक्षी को पता कर लो. Then you enjoy in the world, which is nothing but Paramatma with his own sankalpa appearing as many, which we are studying in both Taittiriya and Mundaka Upanishad for our own luck and fortune. And for us, our own friend Dhrutarashtra also said the same thing 15 minutes पहले. भगवान अपने माया से, जिसको हम कभी पकड़ समझ नहीं सकते, इस जगत को बनाकर उनमें प्रवेश करके उसको त्रिगुण के रूप में डिवाइड करके अपने लीलाएं रच रहे जो हमारे लिए क्लेश संसार बन रहा है. So yada ahankaraha, which is atmana upadi, nashyati, when it is totally eliminated, tarhi, that time anusmaret means that fellow was acting as jiva so far, he himself will realize that he never is jiva, he is only Brahman. But how this ahankara nashyati? Jignasaya. Jignasa karne se. I told yesterday, we say yesterday, two types of jignasas are. One jignasa is that by which we come to know completely clearly. It is ahankara because of which we are suffering, because of which we are lost in the world, because of which we are not able to realize the self. Second jignasa is inquire about the ahankara's mula or the roots. Third jignasa is directly knowing the truth or reality. ऑल द थ्री. सीधा आप रियलिटी के ऊपर ध्यान करो, वो पता चलेगा, तो अहंकार चला नहीं जाता. रूट ऑफ द अहंकारा यू डिस्कवर, देन यू डिस्कवर ब्रह्मन, इवन एट द लाइट ऑल्सो अहंकारा गोज अवे. Okay, in both ways we can do the jignasa. So the first jignasa is to know ahamkara is the cause of all problems. Second jignasa has two parts. One, either find the root cause of the ahankara or directly studying the Upanishads, discover the Brahma Tattva. That Brahma Tattva inquiry may finally it is found to be our own self. When I find that Brahman is myself, where is Jiva so far who was maintained? He is gone. He won't stay once the Atma Tattva comes. So in this way, Jignasaya yada ahankaraha, which is Atmana upadinashyati, tada, then only anusmareta, the Jiva discovers his own Paramatma Anubhuti. That is why ये जो हमारा अंतःकरण है, जो हमें अपने आत्म स्वरूप से दूर कर रहा है, इसको जो ऑब्जेक्टिफाई कर पाया, he is the first, he is the done who is the one who has done the first successful step. And the one who doesn't do this, any number of shastras he studies, any number of upasana japa he does, he will get uttama lokas, not the moksha. संसार जाएगा नहीं उससे. संसार है ही मन में. तो जब तक मन को आत्मा मानोगे, यही बात आएगा वहां. आत्मा मन जब एकत्र होते हैं तब जाकर संसार होता है. इवन राम जी विल टेल नाउ आफ्टर दिस. So may we all be so subtle in our understanding that this antahkarana with which we are totally united in the Adhatma, we should recognize it to be Anatma, and obviously or accordingly we should learn the art of looking at it as an object. Object connect. Object connect is a technical word in English to Sakshi Bhava. It is an object, I am the subject. The connect is only as a subject without getting identified. Choice is ours now. And we saw exhaustively the aham bulges in all its directions with mama. काट दो सारा ममा को, अहम भी जाएगा. इसलिए ये भक्ता gives everything to God. A sannyasi gives up everything. Therefore, they both are expected to be nirahankari. Such nirahankari only have less obstructions or zero obstructions in discovering their essential self and feel it at this very moment. The value, the potency, the importance of this sentence, ki my own ego bulging because of my own mamata to the things is the cause for not allowing me to become or discover my own essential Brahma Tattva. Therefore, I will first drop all mama. Then, accordingly, the aham also should be made patla dubla. Then, in the discovery of that my essential Brahma, this aham should get merged in that. This is our sadhana. And none of these are mere theories. All of them, we are now at the level of listening a good, cute listening students. But maybe after a few more months or years, by God's grace, when each of the knowledges we keep in front of our table, and then start doing research on that. Like the guy or bhans. When they go to graze, they collect all the grass and they keep somewhere, they say. Then they sit at one place and do the chewing of it. Yeah? What do you call that? Chewing or masticating, whatever right word. Same way, we have to collect, after collecting this data, sit on the seat of meditation in आराम चेयर में एक एक सेंटेंस को लेकर हमको चर्विंग ओ चर्वणम करना चाहिए, इसको चर्वित चर्वण और चर्वणम. Charvana means that chewing, when you do the chewing. है ना उपनिषद का. सो कल बिना उपनिषद किताब का आए आप और पेट में दर्द भी है. क्या हुआ कि आपने कहा उपनिषद को चबाओ, मैं रात भर चबाते गए एक एक पेज. पूरा चबाया नहीं, फिर क्यों? एक डेढ़ वल्ली चबाया, क्यों? अब उतना ही पड़ा है. बाकी बाद में. Don't do that. But charvanam, when we do inside, with that dropped ahankara, because of the removal of the mamakara, slowly the light dawns in us. So जितना मम है उतना अहम है. जितने अहम के साथ हम ध्यान में बैठते हैं, अहम जिस मम से स्ट्रांग हो रहा है, वही थॉट्स आते हैं, परमात्मा के नहीं आते. That is why for you and I, we are told कि before sitting for meditation, decide that 1 hour that you are a sannyasi. Nothing related to. Then half of the battle won. Remaining half, whenever the other thoughts come, you drop them. मैं तो और दो कुछ काम के लिए बैठा हूँ. Your job is not now. I'll not attend to you. In that way, those thoughts have to be sent. If somebody truly takes the sannyasa and means the meaning of it in his life, here he has no ownership in anything, and ego also is only two jobs: at the feet of the Lord, serving him or trying to merge in the infinite. He has no occupation, nothing. To such person, the intellect becomes subtler. He will be able to grasp the subtler truths, and he can be very meditative, contemplative also. In that meditative, contemplative mood only, one by one panchakoshas we transcend. स्थूल से सूक्ष्म सूक्ष्म जाकर अत्यंत सूक्ष्म इवन आनंदमय कोश के भीतर भी जो है उस परमात्मा को हम पकड़ ले सकते. So here it is said jignasaya. That jignasa करने के पद्धति को विवेक कहते हैं. The viveka is used here or termed here as the khadga. ज्ञान असि in 4th chapter last श्लोका. तस्मात् अज्ञान संभूतम हृत्स्थम एनम संशयम ज्ञान असिना चित्वा योगमातिष्ठ उत्तिष्ठ भारत. तस्माद् अज्ञान संभूतम हृत्स्थम ज्ञानासिनात्मनः चित्वैनं संशयं योगम आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत. उत्तिष्ठ भारत. That's a roaring lion clarion call of Lord Krishna. O Indian, you can't be stupor and sleepy. Arise you, and with your sword of wisdom cut asunder the doubt regarding Paramatma's spirituality and follow the path instructed by Shastra and Guru and reach out in this very life. Yoga Matishta. Yoga means on the path of reaching to the truth or reality. All that portion of 4th chapter, which is Jnana Kandam, the second portion. So the portion after the Dravya Yajnas, when he says Jnana Yajna ke baare mein, from there onwards, the very crucial topic. We'll study Gita also. Gita with Bhashya is most beautiful. Without any distraction, straight away the truth only it takes. Without Bhashyam, million people can talk on Gita million ways. Okay, but there are million ways, but not the way to liberation. They can be enchanting, entertaining, useful in the world for managing this or that, but not for moksha. गीता को मोक्ष ग्रंथ के रूप में पढ़ना है तो आदिशंकर भाष्य के साथ ही पढ़ना है. So in that, this is the last shloka. So there also he uses the asi for the jnanam. So here also Bhagavan says in that last shloka, yada eva evam, yada when evam, in this way, etena viveka hetina, with this viveka heti, with this khadga of the viveka. So here the atma and atma viveka, bandha moksha viveka, we have to do. In that bandha moksha viveka, we understand the bandha is because of ahankara. In atma anatma viveka, we understand that this ahankara is anatma only. Then, once the viveka is stronger, use it as a sharp weapon, sword, and cut that bandhana. What is bandhanam? Anatma ahankara is taken as atma. That's what he says here. Yada evam etena viveka hetina maya maya ahankarana atma bandhanam. माया के कारण उत्पन्न अहंकार जो आत्मा को नहीं दिखने देने वाला बंधन का कारण बन रहा है, उस बंधन को काट दो. मायामय अहंकरण आत्म बंधनम. सो माया से उत्पन्न अहंकार आत्मा को बांध रहा है मतलब देखने नहीं दे रहा हमको हमको आत्मा से दूर कर रहा है. सो इस बंधन को काटो विवेक हेति with the khadga of the viveka discrimination. The discrimination of the self and not self, and use that sakshi bhava ityadi, whatever the vedantic things you have understood, anything we have to use them, any one of them useful, use them, but objectify the ahankara. Know that it is the cause of all problems. So I am not the small ahankara with the mamata with upadhis, and through the upadhis with the mamata to the worldly things. I am the big aham, Purna Ahamayam. Purna Ahamayam. Unconditional, infinite, not bound by any of the upadhis, ityadi. So, Chitva. Then what is the second portion? After cutting the bandhana of the Atma, called as Ahankara, the second is Achyuta Atma Anubhava Avatishtate. Who one establishes in the Atma Anubhava of the Achyuta. Here Achyuta is not Krishna. Achyuta means Chuti Rahita. That pure self which never suffered any loss. Even though for millions of years अंदर the अहंकार ममकार के कारण वो छुपा हुआ था, like that one with that never perishing atma, real self, when we identify tam, that is called as Athyantikam Samplavam, called as the Athyantika Pralaya. So, what is Atyantika Pralaya? Through Jignasa and Viveka, when the Ahankara, which was not allowing us to realize our Brahma Swarupa, is burnt or removed or eliminated, after which that real Atma, say we identify, in which there is nothing called our creation or anything other thing, such state is called Atyantika Pralaya. So, in that Atyantika Pralaya, Ajnana Janita Ahankara Stadatma Vidopadhi, Upadhi Tadatma ke Karan, Ahankara, taking the world as real and having Ragadvesha, having Kama Krodha, having lot of karmas done, having to get the karma phala, jumping from one life to the other, like that hundreds and thousands, not only lives but even so many times creations and dissolutions, this jiva was going on. Of all that, in the discovery of oneness with Achyuta Atma, get dissolved. That is called as Atyantika Pralaya. Never to again come back to be bound. That's why one day we discussed this around 12 days back. As a Jiva Ahankari only, we feel like becoming more and more better happy by getting better conveniences through Upasana or Swayam Parishrama. But dropping this ego and remaining as infinite, blissful, undifferentiated self, we always have doubt. The same thing said in the Taittiriya Bhasha as Asanneva Sabhavati Asad Brahmeti Veda Chet. ब्रह्म को असत मतलब इधर कहना कि ब्रह्म नहीं है और कहना कि होता होगा लेकिन मुझे नहीं चाहिए. आई वांट टू बी हैप्पी ओनली एज जीवा. We don't do the first one. We don't deny the Brahma existence. But what do we do the second one? है उसको अपने जगह में रहने दो. I'm not disturbing Brahman. Please tell him also don't disturb me. And I do my own upasana or karma kanda. With that whatever better words or amenities I get, I'll be happy with that. Okay, मैं जानता हूँ ब्रह्म को. बस उनको वहाँ रहने दो. We are a second type. So the Atyantika Pralaya is state of being one with that Achyuta. Achyuta is Chuti, fall, lesser, Parabrahma. Parabrahma, we never ceases to be Parabrahma by having oneness with him. Before which the pseudo Ahankara, which is Maya Maya. What is Maya Maya Ahankara? ढूंढने पे और रहता नहीं फोकस करने पे वो पूरा हंगामा मचाता है. When you inquire, it doesn't stay. When you don't inquire, it creates such a havoc. That is called as Maya, Mayaness of the Ahankar. That is what Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Modamate. अब करी जा रहे कुछ ना कुछ करी जा रहा है. अब जीवन खत्म हो रहा है, पीछे मुड़ के देखा क्या किया, क्यों किया, कहाँ पहुंच रहे, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. दैट इज कॉल्ड माया. करने के टाइम उत्साह से इतना करते हैं, पीछे मुड़ के देखा तो व्हाट इज सब्सटेंशियल थिंग गेन्ड आउट ऑफ इट? देयर इज नथिंग. इज इट नॉट? सब खत्म ही हो रहा है और कोई चीज हमारे साथ रह ही नहीं रहा. We may say that, nay, I did a good life, I did this honest work. Yes, some at the gross level we may claim. But where are they, all of them? Only a past memories they are. Even now also we don't realize and want to continue. This is double dhamaka Maya. So that's why Maya Maya Ahankaranam Atmana Bandhanam Chitva Achyuta Atma Anubhava Avatishtate Yada Tada Tamahu Athyanthika Samplavam. Hey Anga. Oh my dearest Parikshit, this is called Athyanthika Pralayam. Clear? And what is the Nitya Pranayam? And what are the great words of Bhagavata about Bhagavatam? And how Shukdev ji concludes his Upadesha here. Next chapter एक ही है, उसके बाद आप शुक उपदेशा to Parikshit is over, which we are studying from 1000 days. More than that. Tomorrow that portion we will see. Maybe day after, if not tomorrow. This Panchamodhyaya, it may take 1 or 2 days. वो भी हम करेंगे. Then in the Shashtodhyaya, Parikshit ji will leave this world and go. ये सब हमको धीरे धीरे देखना है. Thank you. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam. Om. Thank you, friends. Om. Bhurvo Soha Tatsaviturbharenyam Bhargo Devasa Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonam Devasa Pranaya Pranavyanaya Brahmane Brahmarpanam Brahmavir Brahmaivatin Madhyamadhyam Uttaraposhtasta Bhadaprakshana Samana Tambula Nirajana Om Nilamega Shama Krishna Nitya Jagan Mohana Krishna Bala Gopala Krishna Bhavya Mangalam Venugana Lola Krishna Vedanta Vedya Navanita Chora Krishna Nitya Mangalam Bhakta Jana Dhara Krishna Paramadaya Vardi मुक्ति संधायक कृष्णा मूर्ति मंगलम गीतामृतदाता कृष्णा परम योगीश कृष्णा पार्थ सारथि रूप कृष्णा सर्वमंगलम ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमा विदित्वा तमेव भान्तमन्वा सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वम् ओम नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि मंगलम श्री कुरुक्षेत्र लक्ष्मण विहारिणे पार्षद रूपाय गीताचार्याय मंगलम ओम मंगलम गुरुदेवाय मंगलात्मने सर्वगण्याय साधुरूपाय मंगलम बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय श्री वेद व्यास शुकदेव सूतादि स्वस्थ श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण आचार्य की जय बोलो भाई सब संतर की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय आज के आनंद की जय सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंदा गोविंद थैंक यू ओम